What's up, guys? It is Steve, aka Everybody Loves Autos, here with some awesome stuff to show you this week. Let's get this going. It's a mixture of TTMs purchases and yeah, I think just TTMs and purchases. So let's get this going. The first three autos I got all for under $10, and they are of my favorite player. I actually communicate with this guy through email on a pretty frequent basis, but I feel weird asking him to sign stuff for me. So first off, that's one 8x10 signed by former Met, Blue Jay, Red Sox, Mariner, so many other teams. Chris Woodward recently retired and is now working with the Mariners as a coordinator in some way, I believe. Infield coordinator. That's another one. All of these are him in a Mets uniform, who happen to be my favorite team. Last one. Awesome 8x10 of Chris Woodward. What I was going to say is, if you guys haven't seen one of my prior videos, when I was younger, he was my favorite player because he played on the Blue Jays and he played second base. I played second base in Little League, and at the time, he was my favorite player. So he's been my favorite player ever since. So I sent him a TTM a couple years ago. He sent me back a full-page letter, and we have been emailing. He sent me his email, and we've been emailing each other back ever since. So unfortunately, he retired this year, and he didn't have the greatest career, but he had a nice. He had a solid career for a utility man. Next up, we got two for the prestigious picks 2012-2013 auto set. First off, Jeremy Tyler, pretty much a 12th man on the Warriors, doesn't really play too much. And then John Lure, who was recently traded to the Cavs, but is still pretty much a 12th man like Tyler. The next two are two for the Bobcats collection. I needed both of these guys. First off, Teron Smith. It's a cool looking auto. Teron played one season, I believe, with the Bobcats. And that was pretty much it. Eric Williams is next. A solid player for the Bobcats, Nets, Nuggets. I believe he played for the Raptors too. He went to a lot of teams, and I honestly think he's a pretty good player. Unfortunately, he was nearing the end of his career when he's on the Bobcats, but he was a pretty solid player. So I'm happy to add this to my collection. Next up, two TTMs of former Mavericks. First off, I'm gonna go with Eric Dampier. All around good center, defensive guy, rebounder. Actually was a member of the Bobcats at one point, never played a game for the team, was with the team for like 3 months, and then they waived him. Don't remember when I sent this one out, but it feels like a long time ago, so I'm happy to get it back. The other one I also feel like I sent out a long time ago, and I'm happy to get it back. This guy is known for his liking of smoking weed. Josh Howard. He was at one point a really good player with a lot of potential, and then he kind of just died out, and I have not seen much of him at all recently, but I sent this to him and he was luckily signed it, so thank you, Josh, and I'd love to see you get back to your good old days. Lastly, of the cards, this is probably my favorite in my Pat White collection. It is from Exquisite of his rookie year, an amazing auto and patch numbered 181 out of 225. Look at that patch. That's an amazing patch right there of Pat White. Ironically, I said last week he was trying to get in the NFL. He still is, but he has a minor league offer from the Miami Marlins, and he wants to do the NFL, but if no NFL team goes up for him, he may be going to the Miami Marlins. Ironically, the same city in which he played terribly for the Dolphins. The last three are 3 8x10s. First off, a former WWE Divas, I believe Divas, either Divas or Women's Champion, Natalya. Her dad, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, is a former wrestler in the company. She's very talented, but she gets stuck doing terrible things for the company. She had a flatulence gimmick, and now she's with Khali and Hornswoggle. Hopefully they can build the division around her and do something with her instead of sticking her with Khali and Hornswoggle. These last two are from one of my favorite shows on TV that returns on Thursday next week. I was going to say the day, but first off, he is actually an Oscar winner. Jim Rash. He plays Dean Pelton on Community. Very funny guy. He won an Oscar, crazily, for his screenplay that he wrote with Nat Faxon, The Descendants, the George Clooney movie. And last, but certainly not least, I'm going to end it off with this guy, one of the best guys on Community, Danny Pudi, who plays Abed Nadir on Community. He's probably the breakout star of the show. I love Donald Glover. Donald Glover's probably my favorite, but Danny Pudi is hilarious, and he's in a new movie called Knights of Badassum, coming out in a few months. Thanks, guys, for watching. Scans will be coming up next. See ya.
I didn't have green like an Arizona front lawn. Now they try to touch my face like an iPhone. Now I'm all gassed up like Exxon. Girls see the money like I fucking got checks on. I don't even know if this girl really likes me. Picking up the checks like I'm working at Nike. Talking to this girl and I'm thinking that she's into me. Then I find out she's trying to break in the industry. That's really lame. I still hit it, but I refuse to be homegirl's meal ticket. I'm looking for a sick girl to be a part of me, not a girl who will try to McCartney me. Yes, homie, I'm a man of my word. Got this shit in the can like a toilet and turd. And yes, these gold niggas trying to get at my sperm. Well, I'm not a 49ers fan in case you haven't heard.